What's poppin', people? It's Dante. Check it out, the high angle. Yeah, just photographing along the Schuylkill River Trail this morning. Check it out. Hugga chugga, choo choo. We got a freaking train. Don't you love trains? I love trains. And so, yeah, this morning I'm thinking about street photography philosophy. Yeah, this is my thought. So philosophy is interesting, right? Philos meaning love, Sophia meaning wisdom, the love of wisdom. And Socrates famously quoted that I am wise because I know nothing, right? Something along these lines. And so contemplating this notion, the love of wisdom is sort of learning and growing and not knowing everything. And I think it's an endless pursuit of wisdom, philosophy. And so with street photography specifically, it allows me to be in this constant state of becoming, right? There's this spirit of play that I embark on each day like a child. And you know, when you consider a child is open and learning and tinkering with the world. And so as this adventurer, this photographer, you know, I have this sort of inner child within me that releases on the streets themselves. And so when I think about the streets, I think of the street as a playground for an adult. And I'm just this big kid with a camera that's out here and exploring like a kid. And so yeah, I think first and foremost, to become a philosopher, perhaps we must return to the childlike state. And when you consider street photography, I actually believe this to be a really innocent and pure way to have a dialogue with the world, as photography means, with its etymology, phos meaning light, graphia meaning writing or drawing, we are writing with light, drawing with light. A photograph becomes an instant sketch of light, an instant sketch of life, where with street photography, we position ourselves on the front lines of life with curiosity and courage at the forefront. And courage, core meaning heart, courage is critical in the realm of street photography. The courage to position yourself close to life itself, right? Where you are not only physically close to life through the medium of street photography, but you are also emotionally close to life through engaging with various people in the candid and spontaneous nature of practicing candid street photography, right? There's this interesting experience while practicing street photography that is unlike anything else that I've found in the realm of art in general, because it is so difficult. You know, the courage required to go out there into the world and to engage with life, with all of your senses, right? The sights, the smells, the sounds. You know, listen to the birds. You know, when I'm here on the morning walk, I feel like I'm having a communion with God. And so when I'm engaging with the world with courage, I think inevitably my photographs will reflect that courage. And so what is a photograph? A photograph not only is an instant sketch of light or life, but it is also a reflection of my courage, my heart, my soul. You know, as much as I am looking at life, you know, as much as I'm engaging with life itself and photographing people and photographing places, I'm also turning inward. I'm turning into myself, my soul. And I believe that the photographs that I create become a reflection of my soul, of my courage. And in order to achieve this sort of flow state, this process, this stream of becoming as a street photographer, I believe that we must set our body in motion without preconceived notions of what we will find, right? Forgetting everything that you think you know, and sort of just letting life flow towards you, right? Where you're there and you're prepared and you have your camera in hand and you're always ready to press the shutter. And so what this means is we photograph openly and honestly with spontaneity. We're not necessarily out here in the world trying to craft a perfect picture, but we're allowing the chips to fall as they may, as the streets, the world, is a canvas for us to draw upon. And we can't control the environments on the streets, right? Everything is sort of out of our control. But this is what makes street photography so amazing, right? It's the unknown and the love for the unknown, where the unknown is waiting for the street photographer to explore. And when you're engaging within the unknown, the goal of the street photographer is to articulate the unknown, to put order to the chaos. And so when you consider chaos, entropy, randomness, these things are very much a part of the game, right? When you consider street photography, you know, as much as it's this physical pleasure of you walking through the world, it's also this visual game of you putting together a puzzle. And this puzzle that you're putting together, it's going to require clairvoyance. It's going to require intuition. And so when you're on the streets, responding to the entropy, the randomness, the chaos, and putting order to it, yeah, it requires this intuitive connection to life itself, where you recognize the patterns in both nature, human behavior, where you study the light and the way that it falls on surfaces and faces. At what time of the day can you photograph certain things with certain light? You know, maybe even studying the way that birds are moving in flight and predicting the patterns that exist in nature, and the way that humans dance upon the concrete and the way that their feet move and groove, right? There's this drama that unfolds on a street corner that is beautiful, and it's like a dance. And when you're photographing, you become in a trance similar to that of a meditative practice, where you are both the conductor of the orchestra and the actor, right? Like, you too are the participant on the street corner as much as you are this bystander. You know, you're pulling the strings, you're the one that's the puppet master, you know, you're the one that's making the drama as much as you're participating with it. I think is a fun thought, right? Where, you know, the photographs are merely a byproduct of the photographer engaged with the drama of life. And, you know, there's so many stories to tell through street photography, right? The goal maybe as a street photographer is to create these visual diaries, these sort of personal photographs that become like a little diary of your day, a diary of your life. And in order to create a street photograph with success, you must be open to failure. And by remaining resilient, courageous, you know, fearless, bold, and brazen, you embrace failure and you're open to it, where you love failure. With street photography, you learn to love to fail, right? Because you understand how difficult and grueling the process is, where you must practice daily. You must have repetition with your photographic practice, going out there every day and making the effort to make a new picture and trying new things. It allows you to try new things, right? The practice of street photography has allowed me to travel all throughout the world, where I've lived in both Israel and Palestine. I've volunteered with the Peace Corps in Zambia, Africa. I've traveled throughout Mexico City and Mumbai and Hanoi, Vietnam, in various locations throughout the world. And I merely treat the camera as the excuse for me to go out there and to experience these new things, right? Where the camera is the passport. The camera is the key that unlocks the door to the multifaceted complexities and experiences of everyday life. And there's something so magical and beautiful about photography and its ability to uplift humanity and to champion mankind. You know, for maybe this is the ultimate goal of an artist, is to elevate the human experience, the human spirit, to a new height, to transcend this world and to create anew. And so with these new experiences that you have along your journey through the practice of street photography, you learn more, you grow more, you become much more open, and there's just this endless stream of becoming that you embark on as a street photographer, where there's no such thing as good or bad photographs. For your next photograph is your best photograph, right? The point is to continuously make new pictures. For that is the ultimate goal, is to find yourself in this flow state, enjoying the process itself and finding meaning in the mundane, right? Can you look at the world as a canvas and find something from nothing? You know, for this is where the challenge of street photography lies, is working with what you got. You know, the mundane can become a dream and not what it seems when you look at it through the lens of a camera. And so ultimately with street photography, I believe the goal is not external. The goal isn't the print, the book, the show, the this and the that. The goal of a street photographer is to increase your curiosity each and every day. It's to wake up in the morning and be lusting for life itself, right? Where you want to go out there and to just see the world. And, you know, it's about life. It's not about the photographs. It's about embracing the spirit of play, forgetting everything you think you know, and just letting life flow towards you. You know, and then you're just there, you're prepared, and you have your camera and you're ready to make a photograph. But the photograph is merely a byproduct of your lust for life, of your courage, of you being there and being present and embracing the fleeting moments. Where street photography, it allows you to exist outside the passage of time. And every single day, no matter how mundane and how many times I walk the same lane, I truly am always surprised at what I find. And I think one of the most powerful thoughts I've had about street photography and my philosophy around this is, you can make a new world in a fraction of a second.